Well, less than 2 weeks before its grand opening, the new Madison Children's Museum narrowly avoids disaster.
A fire started in the building early this morning. News 3's Brad Chaimson visited the museum today and joins us now with the details. Brad.
Well, the museum is supposed to open in about 10 days, so this is really among the worst things that could be imagined. All the time and effort put into the Children's Museum nearly up in smoke. However, officials credit a sprinkler system for averting disaster.
It wasn't a lot of damage compared to what it could have been.
At 4:45 in the morning, fire broke out in the new Madison Children's Museum.
And apparently a faulty coffee pot in our staff kitchen had caught fire.
The museum's sprinkler system deployed, knocking out the fire before anyone could step foot in the building.
The good news is because the fire systems went off right away, the flames were immediately doused. In fact, the fire was gone before the fire department even showed up.
The brief fire caused about $5,000 of damage to the kitchen and another $45,000 of damage to some wood flooring. The Madison Fire Department says without sprinklers, the damage likely would have been far worse.
In a fire, it's going to double every 30 seconds. So once that fire gets going, you would have seen a lot more damage to the cabinets. Eventually, it would have come onto the floor.
The museum is set to open Saturday, August 14th, and continues to maintain that schedule. Museum staff continue cleaning the kitchen and storage areas affected, but most of the museum remains undamaged.
No exhibits, nothing that we had poured love and creativity into, and so if you had to have a fire, it was probably the most contained and least impactful that it could have been.
Museum officials say they're lucky the fire happened before visitors were allowed in.
Right now, it's just disrupting staff. It's not disrupting our visiting public, and so we'll have everything clean and ready to go on the 14th, and no one will know the difference.
Fire officials say this is a prime example of how sprinkler systems can save property and, in the event someone is present during the fire, can even save lives. And museum officials are calling this a minor setback leading to next week's grand opening and say things are getting pretty much back to normal. Someone has even already donated a new coffee pot.
So not just a sprinkler, a very effective sprinkler. Brad Chaimson reporting. Brad, thanks.
Thanks, Brad.